So we're going to be talking about another intraday strategy. So we have done practically this many times. I also trade it in almost every day. This is one stock you can master and you can get consistent income. So when I say strategy, it means that sometime your stop loss may also hit, right? So, but remaining consistent and managing your, the portion size or the position size, that's very important. So you have to first month only trade with 100 stocks, and if you use the bracket order or the box order, you just need 3,000 rupees in Zerodha, right? And let me explain you what is Biocon strategy. Every time stock opens gap up, short it, means you have to sell it. What will be your stop loss? 10 points will be your stop loss here, and target will be 30 points, 30, 40, 50 points, whatever you want to keep it. Keep a trailing stop loss of 1 point. Every time your stock will move up, your trailing stop loss will also keep moving up, right? And leave it till 315. It'll execute by itself, right? Because it's going to be an intraday. Box order or bracket order is always intraday. If you don't exit, if it doesn't get executed by itself, Zerodha will execute it, right? So what is the strategy? Every time Biocon stock opens gap down, you have to buy it. Every time it opens gap up, you need to sell it, short it, right? That's the strategy. But out of, let's say 24, 22 trading session, 3, 4, 5 times your stop loss will be met. And after that, you will fine tune. After working for about a month or so, you will fine tune the strategy, in the sense you will know when, even when it opens gap up and moves up, when is the selling setting into the stock, right? I'll explain you what I mean by that. Then you have, every time the stock opens gap down, you have to buy it. The stop loss will be 10 points and the target will be 30 points, 50, 40, 50, whatever points, and make a bracket order, right? And put a trailing stop loss. So, or leave it. Once you have done this trade, you have to forget about for the entire day. Do something else, but you will not come back to the stock, right? Because this is done. This is on autopilot mode. So let me just explain you what I'm trying to say. First, I'll take you to the NSE website, then we will go to the normal website, right? Our trading platform. So here we are, and let's go to the historical data. So products, and I want an equity, and that equity I need the historical data, and historical data I'm going to search, and search is for Biocon. And also how many days, let me take it for 1 month and get data. This is the data that we have. You can have it for as much as you want. So let me just take up a pen and explain you. So see, this is previous close, right? Opening price is this, means gap up, and you have to sell it with stop loss of 10 points. So what high did the stock made? 648, about 6 points high it made. And what's the low it made? 635. That means from 642 to 635 means 7 points is what you get, right? Then look at it, 641. Previous open price is 631, gap down opening. So what will you do? When the gap down opening, you will put the 10 point stop loss and buy it, right? So gap down opening means, let me just remove it. Previous close is 641, open price is 631. That means the stock is opening gap up. Oh, sorry, first earlier also it opened gap up, today also. So let me just restart again from the beginning. So it previous close was 642.60. Today's close is, I mean, whichever day, next day's opening price is 643. That means the stock opened gap up. You have to sell it. You have to sell it, right? With a stop loss of 10 points. So high it made, like you're going to sell it at 643. How much high did it make? It made a high of 648, 5 points above. And where did it go? The low price was 635. So how much do you get? You get roughly about 8 points. Similarly, previous close is 641.30 and today's opening is 631.25. That means it's a gap down opening. So that means I'm going to buy, right? What is going to be my stop loss? 10 points. See, the low that the stock made on this day was 630.5 and high the stock made was 658.10. That means good about 27 points it gave you. Okay. Look into the 21st May. Previous day's close was 649. Previous day's close was 649.65, right? And open is 644, means gap down opening hai, right? The opening is gap down. What will you do? You will put a 10-point stop loss, right? You will put a 10-point stop loss and you will buy it, right? Now it actually, you know, because the gap down opening, we bought it, but it further went down, right? It further went down, right? Hit our stop loss. We'll have to see whether it went here first or it went here first, right? That we need to check, but it didn't work. Now next day, let's see, 626.85 is the previous close, 628 is the new day's opening, right? That means gap up opening, we will sell it, right? We will sell it. So with the opening only we will sell it. So high it made was 649. It went about 20 points up. So our stop loss will be hit if it happens immediately. And low it goes as 616. If it happens first, it goes down and then it goes up, right? Then what will happen? We will get the benefit here. We will get about 12 points. Then the next day, 645, it closed. I mean, today it opened at 644, means gap down opening. We will buy it, right? 10-point stop loss, we will buy it. So 644, it went up to 633.5. And the high that it made was 649. So not many points, but still 5 points one gets. This day, 638.20. Opening price is 642, so we will sell it, right? With the opening we will sell it. 642, it high it made was 648.5, low it made is 633, so it didn't hit our stop loss and it gave us good about 11 points. Fine. This day 645.35 and opening is slightly gap down, so we will buy it, right? High, look at it, it went 10, it went below at 639, but it went up about good about 18 points above, right? So here on this day 659, or let's say 660 was the close and it opened gap up, so we, if it is opening gap up, we will sell it, right? How much will be our stop loss? 10 points. So it didn't hit our stop loss and we got about 8 points here, right? Similarly, on this day 666, it opened slightly gap down, right? Let's stick to our strategy. If it is opening gap down, I will buy it, right? So it didn't hit my stop loss. It went 7 points down, but it didn't hit 10 points of stop loss. And how much up did it go? 682. That means good about 12 plus 6, 12 plus 4, 16 points it gave. Consistent profit, it gives you 1 or 2 days, it will hit your stop loss, right? So one day, then when it opened gap up, it hit our stop loss, right? It opened gap up, so we had to sell it. On this day, our stop loss was hit this day, right? One day we found that the stop loss was hit. Otherwise, I don't think so we have any other stop loss hit till now. Then next day, it opened at 676.45, previous close is 676, and it opened gap down. If it is opening gap down, I will buy it. My stop loss will be 10 points. So where did it go? Only 3 points low it went, and it went up about 10 points up. So again, a profitable trades. Then 674.90, it closed previous day and it opened at 674.95, absolutely at the same point, right? Now we can make a choice, we want to sell it or we want to buy it, looking at the technicals of the stock, right? You can look at the technicals of the stock and make a choice. So what is happening here? It just went 5 points up, but it went 13 points down, right? So I'm sure if you look at the graph, you'll be able to make it that you need to buy or sell. This day 665.40, it opened gap up. We'll keep a 10-point stop loss, right? That means if it is opening gap up, we will sell it, right? So we are selling it. It just made two, it went 2 points up and it went about 25 points down, right? Good 25 points profit. So our profit is big points, stop loss is 10 points. Then here 649, it closed previously, it opened at 650, means gap up. We will, if it is gap up, we will sell it with 10 points stop loss, right? So high it made 663.85 and low it made was 641.20. There could be a possibility that it may have hit our stop loss and then come down, or maybe first it went down, we can book a profit, and then it might have gone up. So we'll have to check that. This day 654.55, it opened massively gap up, 5th June, right? Now again we will put 10 point stop loss. It just went 1.5 points up, and then see here 20 points down it came. Good 20 points it came down. Oh no, sorry, it came down from 95 to 75, means good about 75 plus 95 plus 25. Oh my god, huge number of points. 120 points it came down, massive amount of profit. Then 607 it opened and closed, and it opened at 680, means it was gap up opening, we have to sell it, right? So it just remained at this only and further came down to 659. No, our stop loss was not hit, and we got how many points from 618 to, we got about 18 plus 9, 27 points. So you can see like that, you know, except once, twice or 3 times, never your stop loss will be hit. This is the characteristic of this stock called Biocon, right? And we have a data of at least 2 years, you know, when we have evaluated this stock very rigorously, and we have figured out that this is the characteristic of the stock. Now let me take you to the graph, right? What is Biocon? Here is Biocon, right? So here is Biocon, and you can trade within 5 minutes or 10 minutes of the stock opening of the market. You be ready with the trade whenever the market opens and trade. We'll go anywhere, back, and then we'll try analyzing it, right? We'll go as much back as we possibly can go, and we'll see what's happening. So here we are on February, right? Anywhere I want to begin anywhere. So this is you know 23rd of February. I'm just picking randomly up. Now this was the closing price of the stock. This was the closing price of the stock, right? Now what happened? The stock opened gap up, right? Now once we will start doing, you know, regular trading in this stock, we will know when to short it. So when such a huge candle has formed, its stock is going up, you can watch it for 5-10 minutes. Look at this doji forming, and you can sell it from here, right after this, you know, the moment, you know, the first candle high is not being breached, can short it, right? You can short it. And so this is one day where you have to wait, because the first candle is a huge candle, right? Now let's go to the next candle. Next day, this is where the stock closed. Okay, it closed over here, it opened gap up, right? This is a gap up opening. What you have to do, simply sell it, right? Simply sell it. Why? By opening itself you can sell it, or if you will wait, then you can see, you know, the low is not broken, you can buy it. But I would say, since we are talking about strategy, what you have to do, simply sell it by opening. Here it's opening gap up, we have to sell it by opening itself, right? and see from here, this is where the stock opened, right? And this was a 625. It went up to 638, 39. It hit our stop loss. We have to be out of the market on that day, right? Right. So this day our stop loss was hit. Strategy, if it is a strategy, we have to follow it as it is without modifying. So the moment stock opens, within 3 months, 3 minutes only, we have to buy it. I have again lost it. We were on February 23rd, right? I wanted to make it 3 minutes to show you in this smaller time frame. Maybe let me make it 5 minutes from the beginning itself, and then we'll talk about it. We're not going to wait for 15 minutes for the Biocon strategy. So I'm going to take you to the here. This is 23rd. See here. Now let's see, we'll start from here. This is 22nd, right? 22nd, the stock closed over here, somewhere here. Stock closed somewhere here at this point. Can you see this candle? This is where the stock closed. It opened gap down, right? Gap down. So previous day close was here. This was previous day close. This was opening. It went down this much, right? Let me see how many points did it go down. It went down to about it opened at 581. It went down to 576, just about 5 points. And then look at this stock, how and where it went up. So from 581, it went on that day to and closed at 628, right? Just follow as it is. Now, on this day, stock closed somewhere here at this point, right? It opened gap up, right? But the stock went up, our stop loss will be hit, right? There are going to be days when the stop loss will be hit, right? Now let's see here. On this day, which is 26th of February, this is where the stock closed. 25th, it closed over here. It opened gap up at this point. Let me just clear all. This is where the stock closed. It opened gap up. With the opening, only you will sell it, right? It went up and then came down. How many points did it go up? Just about half a point or so, right? Just about half a point or so it went up, and 1 point it went up and then it came down, right? And how many points did it come down? From 631 it reached to 620. Good about 11 points the stock gave in the first few minutes, right? And if you have a trading stop loss, I'm sure it will be hit and you can exit your stock, exit your trade, right? Or you can have exit when you see the stock taking the support for longer duration out here. All right, now let's go to the 27th. Here the stock closed here on this day, which is 26th of February. It closed here at 627. It opened gap down at 625. So what are we going to do? We will buy it, right? 10 point stop loss. It didn't go down at all. And but where it went up to, from 625 it went up to 638. Good about 13 points it has given to you. Fine. Then the next day, then on 28th of February, what happens on 28th of February? The stock closes here, right? At 624. It opened gap down at 622. It came down till about 619, 3 points. It didn't hit the stop loss. And see where it went. From 622 it went up to 645, giving you 23 points, right? Stop loss is only 10 points and the profits are in 20 points or so. This day stock closed here. It opened gap up, right? It opened gap up. And if we just sell it by opening. So 631 was the opening. Stock went up to 640. It didn't hit our stop loss, and then the stock came down to what point? It came down on this particular day at, oh sorry, this was 26th only. It was this day, right? So this is here 1st of March. So 631 we sold it. It opened here, we sold it at 631 and it came down to 620, right? 11 points it gave. Okay, now you can see it every day. Now this day the stock is opening gap up, right? So we have to sell it, right? It went up about 4 points but came down, but after that stock went up again, right? So we have hit our stop loss of 10 points. Next day out here is the stock closed at this point, right? You can see this candle, last candle, this is where the stock closed, sorry, below this point. And it went, when it opened gap up 634, we will sell it, right? 10 point stop loss. It didn't go at all up, and rather it came down to, from 634 it touched even 602. You get 30 points minimum, right? Next day again gap up opening, and it didn't hit our stop loss, and the stock came down from 608 to 591. So 9 plus 8, 17 points what we get minimum, right? Now this day it closed here, and then the stock had a gap down opening, little gap down opening, and we will, when it's a gap down opening, we will buy it. So from 602 it came down to 594. So we will buy it, 594. It didn't hit our stop loss, and from 602 it went up to 610, right? And then took a resistance. We can exit over here. So we get about, from 602 it went up to 8 points. We get only 8 points on this day. So this is the characteristic of the stock. If it opens gap up, you have to sell it. See here, this day also it's like that, came down. This is when it opened gap here, we can buy it, and 10 points stop loss. Did it hit our stop loss? No. 5 points was it what it went down, and then it went up about another 5 points. Not much gain, but yeah, and then it headed up nicely towards the end of the day. It even touched 610. So from where? From 588 to 610. So 10 plus 12, 22 points, right? Every time you can see this is the Biocon strategy. On this day, it's opening gap down, right? It doesn't go down. Stop loss will not be it. And from 602, it went up to 617. So good about 14-15 points you will get, right? Then here, gap up opening, right? We will sell it. Where did it go? It probably went up, but still didn't touch our stop loss. And see from where? From 602, 606, it came down to, so this is where we sold it, right? And where it came down to, this is 210, this is here. So from 610 it came down to even 596, right? 606 to 596, 10 points is what we get here. All right, similarly you can see it any day, right? Here, see, this is where the candle closed and stock went up and took a resistance and came down. I mean, you can make a choice. You want to buy or you want to sell, right? You can take a few minutes, 5 minutes, and see here, it's taking a resistance, you can sell it. It came down from where to where? Gap up opening, came down, right? Gap down opening from here, let's say gap down opening was here, It went till this point. 10 points were hit. No, it still didn't hit our 10 points and bounced back from there, right? And came till this point. But this was a very volatile day, right? So this is the characteristic of this stock. Now I will take you to my Telegram channel and show you how members have, done trading based on it. So see here, Biocon 1950, right? Then these are not here. Biocon 4725, right? Then again Biocon here 2115, and this is Biocon, trade book, that trade log that I want you guys to maintain, right? And what all will you have? Session means what was the date, and you can write down the session 1, session 2, session 3, stock name, date, buy price, sell price, comment whether it was a buy trade or a sell trade, means the gap down opening or the gap up opening. How much quantity did you buy? What was the turnover? That's your choice. You want to write it or fine. How much was your investment and how much was the return, right? See here, see here, uh, this member is writing everything about it, so first is over traded, didn't follow rules, multiple entry taken, felt greed, revenge trade, totally messed up, right? So these are the 3 days he lost this money, right? Although had he been sticking to the strategy, he would have got all these 3 winning trades. This is, see, if you have 100, if you're trading in 100 shares, you need in Zerodha 3,000 rupees. If you're trading in 200 shares, you need 6,000 rupees. If you're trading in 300 shares, you need 9,000. And 4,000 shares, you need 12,000 rupees. So imagine with this 100, 200, and 300 and 400 shares, he has made over, starting from March till May, March 22nd to March to April, April to May, 2 months he has made money triple, 28,296. This is what he has earned, right? And this logbook will just help you overcome your own, negativities, your own weaknesses. Like, no revenge trend, no more looking after, the trade once you have taken it. Stock was in news before market open, gap up 2%, and still in open, and still didn't think, look like stock will go up, only market. I mean, this is how, member has maintained his, logbook. You all can also do that, right? On a regular basis, one will be able to generate good profit in this particular strategy. See, you have to master a strategy. You have to read a stock on a day in and day out basis. Every day you have to trade in this just one stock. I'm not giving, I have more strategies, but I'm not giving right now. Once you need money, right? That's our bottom line, and we get money from one stock itself. Right now this member traded in 100, 200, 400 stocks. You can make it 1,000, 2,000, 4,000 stocks, right? 4,000 stocks, 10 points every day. Enough money, and just don't, go down to your greed or anything. Work logically first with 10 shares or maybe 50 shares, then make it double, make it 100, then you make it 200, then you make it, you know slowly, gradually you will increase it. So I'm going to take you to my email. I have the data for pretty long period with me, and that will be available to you for to be able to see it, So this is one of my member, Akash. He has sent me he is part of the StockPro team as well. So he has sent me the Biocon from, this is March 2018. These are the trades that he has actually done, right? He's given me a back testing for the past 2 years, starting from, see here, April, November. So the past 2 years, the whole like the strategy is here. No, rather 6 years he has given me. He has given it for me to me for the past 6 years how the stock has performed, right? And you can see this is the characteristic of the stock. Someday your stop loss will be hit, but most of the days you will be able. So it starts from 1st January 15. So 15, 16, 17, and 18 now. 18 and a half, 3.5 months. See, you can see some red days. These are the days stock has been the stop loss was hit, right? And points you can see end of the session. A lot of points have. I mean, I have somewhere the calculation also. How many points were collected? That also I have somewhere. So anyway, I'll just go here and again search and look for live trades, right? These are the trades that this member has done. I also do it on a regular basis. So this is the logbook that he's been maintaining. I showed it to you otherwise also, right? So trade like this, first paper trading for about good 1 month, paper trading, or maybe 2 weeks. Once you start reading candle patterns well, then you start trading on the uh, actually with 50 shares. Once you've done with 50 shares, you trade with 100 shares. Once you've done it with 100 shares, you make it 200 shares. Once you've done it with 200 shares, you make it 500 shares after that. Gradually increase, and then you will be able to create good money out of it. This one strategy, you will get enough money that you need. You don't need to sit on the system entire day, right? That's also something very, very important. You don't need to rack your brain. Like strategy should be as simple as it could be, but your mindset should be correct and clear. Master Biocon and earn money every day, every single day, right? Today it didn't really give us good trade because see, this is where it closed. It opened a little gap down, but from here, if somebody would have bought it in the morning 621, it went up till 629, 8 points it gave, but then it immediately came down, right? And after that, see, people, if you understood this, you book your profit here and then again short it, like people do like that, multiple trades. If they understand one particular stock, they create a lot of trades in that. All right, so this is what I wanted to share about the Biocon strategy. Hope you guys will have understood. So once again, let me reiterate, when the stock opens gap up, you're going to sell it with 10-point stop loss. And when it is open gap down, then you will buy it with stop loss of 10 points and leave it open for till the end of the day, right? End of the day means 3:15 till 3:15. You have to use the bracket order, the box order, right? Let me show you what I mean by that. Buy, go here, more option, go to the box order and put, let's say, 100 quantity. I'm just doing it a trade for you. Stop loss of 10 points, target of 50 points, trading stop loss of 2 points, and that's it. Done. Buy. Okay, so this is your Biocon strategy. 50 points it won't go, but your trailing stop, suppose it goes up and comes down, it'll save you from having losses. Your trailing stop loss will save you from losing out all the profits that you've booked, that you've got. Fine. So with this, I'll close this Biocon strategy, but hope to hear from you guys. And really, I want you people not to jump to the strategy, but first paper trade, be patient. The more time you will give to the market, more solid trades you will be able to create. Once you will look into the Biocon and time and again see the candle movement, how the stock moves, behaves, just one stock will give you so much of money. That is a guarantee I'm giving you. You will not need any other stock, right? So, and I've showed you, this is the characteristic of the stock, right? This is nothing, rocket science, but this is the characteristic of the stock. It goes, if it opens gap up, it will come down, and if it opens gap down, until unless there is a news, until unless there is a there is something which is some kind of other factors which are working on it. Fine. Let's say pharma sector is doing really well, or some news on some bad news on Biocon, so it'll go down. Some good news on Biocon, irrespective whether it is opening gap up or gap down, it'll go down, right? If there is a bad news. So those days leave apart, which won't happen every day or every other day. So usually it will follow its characteristic, which is when it opens gap up, you will sell it. When it opens gap down, you will buy it. 10-point stop loss. I've showed you various ways. I've showed you through the NSE. I've showed you by taking you live in the market that it doesn't happen that way. I'm going to record a few live session for you people for Biocon so that you can also see what I'm doing. Right? With this, I'm signing off and we'll meet in the next video.